When people ask why there aren't that many creative movies coming out of Hollywood, it's because the only ones that are coming out are written by people like Zach Dean here, who write some of the dumbest sci-fi concepts I've seen in film. The only reason why I think that this guy has work is because he's really good at tonguing producers' buttholes.
Ooh, that's a hot mug, guy.
After having watched the atrocity that is the Tomorrow War, which in concept is kind of interesting, but executed in probably the most insultingly stupid way possible, this guy was given the money to then write another story with a interesting sci-fi concept, but also completely devoid of any form of human intelligence. But however, this film does have one saving grace, being director Scott Derrickson, known for directing well-done low-budget horror movies, as well as high-budget productions, in some cases being first Doctor Strange movie. Always kind of feel bad that he never got to do the second one due to creative differences and whatnot, and you can see that use of high budget creativeness in this film in certain sequences, but there is also Zach's dipshit writing throughout this whole movie. The film is about these two snipers, one from the west, one from the east, both coming to this gorge, and they have to stop whatever comes out of it. Pretty simple concept, but an intriguing one, right? I feel if this film was done by a Korean production, Japanese production, or a European production, I feel like it would have made more of the focus on the mystery of the gorge and on the entire mystery of why they are there, the mystery of it itself. Because this movie, I swear, Dean again thinking that people are so fucking stupid that they cannot even breathe for themselves without having to do so. The fact that they are knocked out when they come in to protect the secret of the gorge, despite the fact that the plane operators, helicopter operators, the assistants on the helicopters know where this place is. So you've already had a very big breach of security, just at least in that. And then you also have this rule that they aren't supposed to communicate with each other, which the idea is there, but no execution. So either Zach has it written that the audience needs to know exactly what they're thinking, and then when he doesn't have an actual reason for anything, he just doesn't do it at all. All the while, there's also a lot of this very highbrow fucking poets writing on the wall, which I think is trying to give the film some form of intelligence or philosophical matter, when I think he just went on Google and found a lot of good quotes about isolation and whatnot from different poets. Instead of this being more so about the gorge, it is a love story, which I guess you could tell it was going to be. It's very Hollywood in that sense, and that happens within about the first 30 minutes. And I mean, they're okay together. I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I've usually always enjoyed her in whatever she's been in. And I swear the chess reference was some like ha 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 to her Queen's Gambit, which was a very good series, I will say. Miles Teller, on the other hand, I don't know. I like him in certain things, and then other things he really sucks in. And I felt in this movie, he was really drawing from his performance in Fan 4 Stick. He really looks like he's here for a paycheck. And there's a lot of green screen moments too. So maybe he kind of had this out of body kind of thing. Like he just can't really put himself into the situation. Now, something that the trailer did reveal quite abruptly, and I think I've seen it in every other trailer, is that they do go into the gorge. And I'm saying that because that actually happens in about the first 45-50 minutes. It isn't that big of a spoiler, and when they go down into it, it's actually pretty cool. They actually drew a lot of inspiration from this guy here. I'm not going to try and pronounce that, but when you look at his paintings, it's pretty horrifying, and they do that to a pretty good degree. But again, supposedly this is the location of an earthquake where an entire city somehow fell 500 meters and the old church building is still standing along with the bodies in it. Logic is just completely devoid in this movie for something ooh. I will give it credit though. There are certain points in this movie where I actually was like, wow, that's actually pretty spooky. But again, I'm going to give that to Scott more than anything, because I can't imagine that Zach could write anything intelligent at this point. As the film goes on, the dialogue is so fucking exposition filled that you're just like, okay, I get it, guys. I already figured this out. You do not need to repeat this to me. Oh, by the way, Sigourney Weaver's in this movie, and I swear to God, if I ever see Sigourney Weaver in a villain role, I immediately know that it's bad. She had one good run of it in The Cabin in the Woods, and every other time she has been cast as this mysterious evil figure behind the curtain, always the same bland, stupid performance. This movie loses points as it goes along. Is the action decent? Sure. I think whenever they're defending the canyon, I think it's okay. And when they go into the gorge, there's some good imagery. But again, the action in there, trying to be a little bit John Wicky in certain parts, but it loses its flavor very quickly for me. Either way, The Gorge has a cool concept. It's better than Tomorrow War, I'll give it that, but it loses its flavor very, very quickly, and despite Scott Derrickson doing the best he absolutely can to try and make this movie watchable, it is held back by one of the two actors kind of giving a pretty bleh performance and an absolute dipshit writing the script. I don't know how this guy has work. Can't imagine how many actually good, unique scripts have been passed up, and this idiot gets to keep writing. But that's something we've seen in Hollywood. The guy who was the showrunner for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is an absolute dipshit and written nothing but shit himself, but he gets work too. Really good at tonguing buttholes, I guess. Anyways, my final rating for The Gorge is a 2 out of 7. I mean, you might enjoy it. I was kind of like bleh with it, but those are my thoughts about this movie. Very curious to see what you guys would say. Let me know in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? I feel like this is already a short story or something for something else, and it's been done way better than this. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, or if there is something, or if I'm just talking out of my ass, let me know. But anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, leave a like, and if you're interested in more, subscribe. And until then, see you guys next time.